getting more closer and closer to the elections by the day. I appreciate all of you for joining and watching on the replay. Thank you. If you did not see the testimony of, as usual, made themselves look like morons, and they just make it easier to defeat them. There's going to be no problem with defeating them at the polls for the president, but we must get out there and get senators and congressmen and women voted in. We must take back the House and keep the Senate. That is a must, and we must fight and fight and fight and never give up, and don't ever give in. That is a must for all of us. It is so critically important. Obviously the polls have been wrong. They've been saying that Joe Biden is like leading ahead, but obviously the polls corrected themselves today and said that Trump is now ahead. Surprise, we already knew. Let's see, okay, I just had a message on DLive. I just wanted to be sure everything was fine. I don't see chat going through my others. Follow on DLive, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Hopefully they're up and running and I didn't get censored just because they want to be douches. And they were. They sure were the other day, that is for sure. It looks like everything is looking okay. Let me restart DLive. It froze. I did notice that. There was a frame rate. So there we go. It looks like it's coming back. There we are. So back to what's going on. I think I'm going to try to start a regular show on Sunday night at 10:30 at night. I'm trying to get a logo made up, so that's the only thing I have left. Some of people I know are asked to come on or willing to come on, and it should be pretty interesting, I hope. Well, I know it will be, so don't ever say I hope, because it will be. They're very smart and very funny. There's going to be different things going on. There's not going to be really a set theme for now, but there's something I'm looking into that does look very intriguing, and I heard that sounded good to me and very promising of a regular theme. And if you notice down in the other side, these dimwits right here, that is true. Of course, Whitmer signed an order not giving a shit, so she does not care. And there's also a recall for Newsom, and that is really superb news. California, make it happen. You deserve better. You could do it. You can get him out. And with the things that has been happening, hopefully justice will be served due to negligence and not really. Let's see, screen 2. Now, I cannot confirm or deny this report, so I'm going to just take it for what it is at this point until more evidence is necessary. One bit there. Let me get my screen lined up. Child sex trafficking investigations from the FBI New York field office, having conducted an interview with a victim who provided chilling details about allegedly being raped by Bill Clinton on a yacht in New England when the victim was a young boy. We are treating him as a victim, an FBI official told True Pundit in New York City prior the interview of the FBI. Top FBI officials agreed that the interview with the victim, who said he was raped by Bill Clinton when he was just 8 years old. Hopefully our super sleuths that look into these things are able to confirm this. This is a big deal. The interview was conducted by the FBI task force and was established to investigate sexual assault victims, trafficking claims linked to Jeffrey Epstein and his associates. The task force, also attached to the NYPD, remains active, even though Epstein reportedly committed suicide in a federal custody weeks ago. When was this story actually? I do not know when this was. I had just came across it. This was actually, wow, this was a year ago. I wonder how anybody who has access to the FBI or knows how to look up these things, and if it is not classified, be sure that, hold on, okay, be sure it's all legal, it's okay, if there's possible records of this, because this is new. This is something I did not hear about at all. So that's really important, and it's not something to laugh at either. I mean, that is a serious allegation, and if it's true, I hope justice will be served within that respect. Now I'm going to switch to Just a Watt, and Tom Full in the DOJ. There's a lot to get to as usual. It's never a easy task to get all these together so quickly. Hi, Freedom. Uh-oh. Well, she stalled. She's just buffering. There's no audio. So I will keep that, and we'll go to this. So I still be able to do a little something for you. A Florida teen arrested for massive Twitter hack that targeted Obama more than 100 other accounts, prosecutors say. The hack allegedly used a phone purchasing scam that targeted various Twitter accounts, employees, and others' employee information in order to obtain Twitter support mechanisms. I want to conclude in our federal law enforcement partners, the U.S. Attorney officers of the National District of California, the FBI, the IRS, and Secret Service, was well in the Florida Department Law Enforcement, Warren said in the press release. They worked quickly to investigate and identify the perpetrator of a suppressing extensive fraud, said Warren. The defendant lives in Tampa. He committed the crime here, and he will be prosecuted here, said Warren. Several high-profile Twitter accounts, including former Vice President Barack Obama and former Vice President Joe Biden, were hacked and post messages July 15th leaking to a Bitcoin site, according to Twitter post. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, Tesla CEO Elon Musk accounts were also compromised, according to the WFLA. A total of 130 Twitter accounts were compromised, according to statements from Twitter support. The FBI did not immediately respond to the Daily Caller News Foundation for comment. Well, that is really interesting, because we all know that Twitter has, I do not condone this one bit, and it should not ever be condoned. Let me reset DLive. So, not condoning any of this is obvious. I'm getting a lot of interference. So okay, I gotta make sure everything is working. Yeah, it looks a little wonky, but it does this from time to time. Sorry about the picture. That's the program itself. But this is not right. They should never ever do this. And you gotta admit, he's gotta face consequences. Face music, my friend. That you knew this was wrong. You're 17 years old. It should never be done. I don't care who it is. The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Executives at Ellen DeGeneres Show accused of sexual misconduct. Which, she has been off the air for a little bit. And this is probably why. Now, I've heard that she's been fired or she quit. I'm not sure which. Dozens of former staffers at the Ellen DeGeneres Show have alleged that top executives who work behind the scenes, having engaged top executives who work sexual misconduct with lower levels employees, including one who asked for a hand job, oral sex. I'm surprised they really put that in there, according to the report. BuzzFeed News reports Thursday that it spoke to 36 former employees of Ellen DeGeneres show, many of whom collaborated, including of sexual misconduct, harassment, and assault. All the former staffs, many of whom left the show voluntarily, declined to identify among fears and retaliation. The news outlet reported. One of them alleged that the head writer and executive producer Kevin Lehman requested to hopefully I won't get blocked for saying it, I won't say it, and oral sex and from him in a bathroom during a company party 2013, BuzzFeed News report. Another ex-employee described seeing Lehman grab a member of the production assistant according to the bombshell report. And yet another person said she witnessed Lehman grope in a producer assistant inside a vehicle and kissed his neck. Excuse me, wow. In May 2017, the outlet reported. Multiple former employees run the gambit of senior level head honchos and lowly produced assistants. Also alleged that Lehman would make sexual explicit comments in the office, including pointing out male workers building their crotches and ask them questions such as, "Are you a top or bottom?" Well, that's whatever, you know. Another former employee said he probably did it in front of 10 people and they laughed because it was just Kevin being Kevin. But you're in a position of power at a company. You don't get touched. You don't touch me like that. Lehman reported that the shocking allegations by forcefully denying any kind of sexual impropriety. I started the Ellen show in PA more than 17 years ago and devoted my career to working my way to the position now I hold, he said at BuzzFeed in a statement. While my job is hard writing this to come up with jokes, and we can occasionally push the envelope. The horrified that some of my attempts to humor, going off topic a little bit, I mean, not from the article, but when you're grabbing somebody's crotch, that's not going towards a joke. That's assault, and there's no way of getting around it. You know, I mean, especially if it's a dude. You know, maybe I have always aimed by the outlet in which current and former staffers said they faced racism, fear, and intimidation at their job, but the state to determine the validity of assault it should go to HR. They could also file a criminal report. It's that simple. It may be harder for some, but I just lost DLive, of course. Oh Lord, what's going on tonight? Okay, first I lose sound, now I'm losing connections. That's technology. In Hong Kong, police silenced their internet and forced the new Chinese national security law, strictly arresting for use Wednesday, suspected of inciting insurrection through social media posts. 3 males and 1 female, 16 to 21, were detained in a police official said at an 11 p.m. news conference. All are believed to be students. Sorry, I'm looking at that. Our investigation showed that a group has recently announced on social media that they have set up an organization for Hong Kong independence, said Li Kwai Wai, senior superintendent of the newly formed unit to enforce the security law. A 1-month-old law has called pro-democracy protesting an activity along with academics and other wonder if their activities could be targeted. And once again, this is the tyranny of China. Now, Hong Kong is supposed to still have their independent field until, 52? Something in that range. So they've already infiltrated. It's kind of like Taiwan. Taiwan should be freed, an independent little island, even though it still is a Chinese territory. But they kind of act as an independent. We do supply them with weapons, and we are trying to separate country. One day it will happen. Police did not identify the suspects of their group, the organization called Student Socialism. And what in the heck just happened? Socialism. Wow, they just don't like me tonight, do they? Wow. They're playing little tricks here. Which announced it was disbanding just before the law took effect. Said the Facebook and 4 former members that had arrested on succession charges, including ex-leader Tony Chang. The police action appeared a target the Intervision Independent Party, which says it is Facebook page that it consists of former student socialism members who have completed their studies and overseas. The party, which also posted the news of Wednesday's arrest, advocates for independence because it believes full democracy of Hong Kong is impossible under Chinese rule, as the Facebook page says. This is a fact. You cannot have independence in a Chinese society. This was a deal after World War II that the Chinese and Great Britain made an agreement. Now, I believe it was back in 2017 that Chinese actually got Hong Kong. That was the arrangement and the agreement. But I wish there would have been a situation where they could have made an agreement for Hong Kong independence. Now, who knows? Chaos that I've heard going on in China here. They've tried the protesters because they had to clear the streets, but then they all came back. Now this gave Chinese to infiltrate. I mean, now they have police there. I think all great empires collapse, from Rome to Germany to possibly China, Russia. All these great powers collapsed, except for China. They got to be next. My fault. It's just a little wonky tonight. I'll be back and have everything working good with any luck, because you know how they like to play with us. And I will. Dang it, and I got DLive freezing again. So I will work on getting a regular time on Sundays, either 10 or 10:30. Work on that. I have talked to some people. They're going to be coming on. Who knows what we'll talk about, and the format may change by the time I get started, because I've thought about something and something sounded actually a lot better. So it'll be a work in progress. It'll be good. I promise to work on it. So everybody have a super day tomorrow. It's Monday. I know it kind of sucks. Let me find this. There we go. And I will see you very soon. Shit happens, man. Shit happens. What can you do? Thank you for joining. I appreciate all of you and sticking it through all this. God bless you all. God bless this wonderful country of ours. Let's get our shit together. Let's quit fighting. Let's put down this unrest. Get back to normalcy. Get rid of these executive orders that are suffocating our liberties. This bullshit has got to really stop. It really does. And God bless the President of the United States. God bless the Vice President Terry. Out there, DHS, please be very, very careful. You are moved through the Supreme Court, which is absolutely great. It shouldn't be very surprising, because we can do it anyway. The libs just want to make it harder because they have nothing else. So everybody get out there, support a MAGA candidate. We need to take the House back and keep the Senate, and make sure Donald J. Trump gets reelected, and we can continue to win. We will always win, and nothing will stop us, because they know what's coming, and what's coming after them is not good, and they're terrified as hell. Have a great, great evening. and a wonderful week ahead.